These things here are the geologic formations that are in Palos Verdes, or under Palos Verdes. And the Catalina schist is over here, and you'll notice there's a huge time gap of almost 100 million years, which I won't go into explaining it, but there's a good reason for it. And then it started with the Monterey Formation over here. And up here are the Pleistocene fossil deposits that are all over. Steve's going to, well, he studied those very carefully. Okay, the stratigraphy I would talk about first of the Palos Verdes Peninsula. And you can see on here, geologists usually start with the oldest and the one on the bottom and work up. And these give the dates, which you can look at here. The Catalina schist is 120, about 120 to 150 million years. And then the time gap came in here. And there's a little bit of San Onofre breccia, or so-called San Onofre breccia, in just one place. And then above that is the Monterey Formation with its several units. And in the Pliocene, the Fernando Formation, or another name for it is the Repetto siltstone. Got a lot of quartz in it. The metamorphic grades of the Catalina schist are blue schist and green schist facies. And age is 120 to 115 million years. Structures that you'll see in it are joints, foliations, microfolds, and mullion structures. This is a geologic map of the Palos Verdes Peninsula, or part of the Palos Verdes Peninsula. It shows the blue Catalina schist outcrops. The blue, if you can see the blue, there is the biggest area. George F. Canyon is right in here, and it's the canyon cut down into the Catalina schist. The area that we're going to have a picture of is right there. This is the Catalina schist at the end of Chaparral Lane. And I named it, I guess informally, Woodring's Library, because when I first saw that, I said, this looks like stacks of books. And Woodring was one of the first geologists to really cover the whole Palos Verdes Peninsula and map it and publish it in 1946. He did all his work before the Second World War, but it was finally published in 1946. So to honor him, I named it Woodring's Library. Next one, please. This is right in that same area, but it shows the microfolds in the Catalina schist. Next one. And this picture here is, these are the microfolds, but looking from a different direction. And these structures are called mullion structures. And you can measure the angle and the amount of plunge, the bearing and plunge it's called. And structural geologists use that information to figure out maybe what's happened. Next one. Now this slide shows wells that were drilled for oil. Very few of them actually found it, so but they all bottomed, these black dots all bottomed in the Catalina schist. And this is called a subcrop map that shows the approximate location of the Catalina schist in Southern California here. Well, some geologists think it continues out in here. Maybe it does. This is a small outcrop in Bluff Cove of what Tom Dibley, who mapped the whole peninsula in 1999, the map was published. This is his map over here. The San Onofre breccia is composed entirely of blocks and chunks and boulders and cobbles and sand and gravel of the Catalina schist. And it's older than the Monterey, just older. But it's still, 100 million years later than the Catalina schist. Here's another shot that shows, right up here is the Monterey Formation, the oldest member of the Altamira Shale, and it's the lower part of the Altamira Shale. It's called the Tufaceous lithofacies. And so it's younger than this formation, which apparently was a subsea landslide, according to Dibley. Next one. That's more of the San Onofre breccia, and if you could see it, you could see some of the blocks in here. Some of them were as large as half a meter in diameter. And this also shows the dates that the age of the various units. And let's see, do I have thicknesses on here? Yeah, some thicknesses where we had the information. This slide here shows the various lithostratigraphic schemes that different authors have proposed. The one I prefer is this one here, that divides the Altamira Shale into 3 lithofacies. That's just another subdivision of the formation. The bottom one is the Tufaceous lithofacies. That means it has tuff, which is a volcanic ash that has been compressed into a waxy, like candle wax, sort of like candle wax. And it's also highly expansive, and it is the thing that is thought to have caused all of the big landslides, and probably the one we're dealing with here today.